Hello, hello, happy Friday. We got Crow and Lily in the pre-stream YouTube chat. Welcome in, hope y'all are having a great day. And then we've got Blurry on Twitch. Hope y'all are having a great week. Great start to your weekend. We haven't been on YouTube in a while for the live stream. This is the first one. I'm hoping all the settings are right. Let me know if you guys can hear the music. That's one thing I tend to mess up whenever I come back to a multi-stream. But yeah, there is music playing. My mic's working this time, unlike the last time. It's been a pretty like low stream week, but I appreciate y'all for being patient with me. We've been busy lately. It's that time of year. It's starting to kick in. We're gonna be working on the Minecraft world. We're working on the private island. We've talked about it in a while back. And I did a little bit of creative planning myself, and I'll kind of talk through that a little bit as we go, because I think I need to terraform before I finalize my creative planning. But yes, you made it through another week. Yes, we did. Somehow another week has passed. Somehow it's almost October. Crazy. I'm doing pretty well though. Just like got some changes happening in life lately that has been taking up a lot of my time. Everything sounds good. I'm glad to hear it. I need to hide this like follower goal. We don't need that here when we're doing a multi-streaming. I'm gonna go ahead and switch. Let's go to the world. We're in the world. So we're working on the private island. And I want to talk through kind of what I've got planned, what I've got in my mind. So this is the island. And in the creative prep, I did a little bit of terraforming over here. And I had the start of like the mansion. So that is where I want to like start framing things around. And I had it where like the front was facing, like this would be the entrance, but I didn't really like that progression as far as like walking from the path over here all the way around and then like having a front door right here. So I think I need to figure out the pathing first before I can finalize the placement of everything else. We can kind of get some ideas going as we work through that as well. But yeah, we're gonna do some clearing. It's gonna be a pretty chill day, pretty chill stream. A lot of dirt placing, a lot of dirt breaking. And I think we could start out by chopping down all these trees, because I don't think I want to keep any of them, and that's gonna help me at least get this cleared out. But yeah, you got a new job. That's exciting. Is this a happy development, like a replacement of a job? Is it just a new job in general? I know that the job search can be a whole full-time job in and of itself. It is a long process, so glad to hear you got something new. Got something to change your day by day. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Done with current one on Wednesday. Okay. I'm sure you still went through the whole process, though. That is basically a full-time job itself. New full remote job with a pay increase. I love to hear that. I'm interested, like, thoughts on remote work. I've always liked, when I worked in an office, I've always liked being in the office for work. But that partially is just because where I'm at, it's a studio. So my bed is right next to my desk, which is right next to my kitchen and my bathroom. So for me, being in such a small space, I like leaving that space. But I think someday I'm gonna make it a goal to have like a home office, and so I can keep my desk, my office working space separate from the rest of my space. Definitely does save so much time for sure. My last job, I had to travel about 30 minutes each way, so I would travel about an hour per day to get to the office, and it does add up. After a long time of doing that, it does kind of feel like you're just working another hour every day, even though it's just a drive, but that time definitely adds up. So I was feeling that. for sure. I would love if, like, in the future I could walk to work. I feel like that'd be really nice. 2 unpaid hours traveling. Oh, yeah. Remote for sure is ideal in that situation. I am honestly kind of used to having a decent drive. I've always, in everything I've done, have had like a minimum of a 15-minute drive to wherever I'm going, whether that was like going to school, going to work. The shortest commute I've ever had was 15 minutes. And before that, I've had like longer commutes. And honestly, I feel like when you're used to the commute, it can be an adjustment, not having that like time to decompress on your way to work. That was definitely like one of my one downsides whenever I had the shorter drive, is I was like, I don't feel like enough time has passed to like mentally prepare me to show up. That was the one bonus of the long drive. Is there were times like I had a 45-minute commute one summer, and like in between college, like in a college summer, and the drive was 45 minutes, and I would like sometimes listen to movies, like more like docu-series. I would just like listen to a movie in my drive, and I would finish one per day, like when that was my thing getting me through the drive. Or I would just go through audiobooks so quickly. Really kind of like takes you somewhere else for a little while. Okay, we're gonna be doing a lot of sleeping, I think, 'cause I don't really want to deal with phantoms or too many mobs today. Live in big city and walk to work, yeah. Oh, yeah. NYC, very expensive. No doubt. I know some people who live in that city or in a similar city like scale, and it's so expensive. You kind of have to commute. I will most definitely be moving within the next year. Not sure when, but definitely in the next year. I will be relocating, and one thing I have to think about is like neighbors. So I kind of live in like a studio, but it's not like I don't share a wall with anybody. It's just like a relative's little in-law suite that they had. Worked out perfect for me, like right out of school and everything. But it's definitely a luxury not having to share walls. I can scream at the game as much as I want. I can run the blender at like 4 in the morning. And that's something I've definitely been thinking about for the next time that I am ready to like find a new place, is sharing walls. Not ready to do that again. Thank you for the follow, Emily. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a great week. Anybody got anything fun going on this weekend? I feel like this is the first weekend I've had in a while that I'm just like, I don't have anything planned and I don't want anything planned. I just want to chill, sleep in, clean a little bit, play my games, and not have to go anywhere. Yes, welcome, Emily. I keep forgetting what I'm doing, and I'm just kind of on autopilot chopping trees right now. Make sure I got this recording. I do. These new buttons for the replay mod definitely or flashback. Flashback? Yeah, flashback throws me off. I have definitely come close to deleting the recording after a couple of times. I probably should grab a ton of dirt here shortly. But honestly, I feel like I'm going to, like, what's the word? I cannot think or speak this week. This is what I get for not streaming for a week. Words just escape me. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get plenty of like grass and dirt as we go. So maybe I'll be okay. I'm trying to think ahead though, and like, what do we need to grab? I feel like we'll want to do some pathing, like texture. That would definitely make a big difference. What is this? Just cave? Okay. Yeah, I'm excited for what we've got planned in the creative world right now. Definitely needs a lot of tweaking before I'm pretty happy with it. But just as for like a little brainstorming, couple of days of, or like, we've been spreading it out over the last couple of days, just working on it here and there. And I feel like it's gonna be fun once we have a good idea of where to actually place it. That's always the hard part of like planning new projects, especially in creative, is I feel like there's a lot of push and pull as far as location, but that's why I like doing stuff like this in creative first. Y'all know it's like hit or miss on if I'm gonna plan in creative beforehand. It really just depends on the project, but for this kind, when I don't actually know where the land is gonna sit, it helps, because if I would have just started building directly into survival, we would be changing a lot, or I would have just had to accept the original location. But I've been kind of having the challenge of I want to create a beach, and I've been thinking of like the views, so like view from that entrance and then view from the bridge. And so I originally had it where like the door is facing the majority of the water. But I'm thinking about it, and like a lot of the time if you're going to have some type of like waterfront property, it's going to be the back that's facing the water. So I kind of need to rotate it in that sense. But I had placed it down here because I liked the privacy that these hills create. But honestly, I think I'd rather just readjust all this terraforming, probably drop it down a bit, and then use plants to create that little bit of privacy, so that we're not just like right on a little beachfront property right from the bridge, because I do want it to feel like wealthy people live on this island. Also, so the style we're going for is I definitely want to keep some of the European influence, but I also want, like, when I look at castles, they're almost always symmetrical, and not even castles. That's not the best way to describe it. Like a villa is what I've been thinking more of. I feel like they're always very symmetrical, and if they're older, it's not like they're gonna have a garage, because like the really old ones are gonna be like predate the cars and everything. But I started to put a garage next to it for like guests, because I do think it'd be fun to incorporate the guests, have a storage place for them. But then it feels a lot more modern. So we're kind of battling the two aesthetics as far as like a long-standing villa that's like been around since before the city was built, versus having a like modern mansion. So we may detach the garage, maybe let it look more like a what's it called? An actual villa, old school villa. I've been meaning to rewatch Saltburn, because in my head I think of some of like that property as some of the inspiration in a way, as far as just like the period in which that house was built. But I just watched Saltburn like the one time a little over a year ago, and honestly it was a good movie. I don't need to see the movie itself again. I just want to see the house and the property. Yeah, like old meaning new in Europe for sure. So I feel like the garage, it feels a little out of place, so I think it's got to be detached or just find a different way to house the ghasts. But I do like that idea of having a place for them. I'm not going to mess with any trees on that side of the bridge. We're just sticking to this side. But yeah, I've been working through all these ideas in creative, and that's definitely... Oh, okay. I was wondering where these noises were coming from. It's kind of freaking me out a bit. Do I take you? I'll let the bees enter again. I'm not gonna mess with that right now. But yeah, I think the style is gonna kind of alter a little bit from the what I've already got in creative. Honestly, I think once we finish chopping these trees down, I'll show you what I have in creative, kind of like the variations we've been through, because a lot of the times I don't like to spoil it too much. But since I'm pretty set on making some big changes, I don't think it'll be too much of a spoiler. Sky garage. Yeah, I originally at one point wanted to do like a gas station in the Nether, and I don't really see much of a purpose of having one in the Nether, but I do think it could be kind of fun. In the sky, maybe I could find a way to incorporate that in. I just want to make sure it still has like the like old money vibe. That's the best way I can explain it. Not modern mansion, old money mansion. Redstone door entrance for a gas garage would be really cool, but I would not even know where to begin with that. I've never made a redstone door myself. And to make one from scratch, I don't think I could do it. I feel like a lot of the times just like a redstone door hasn't fit into the style that I typically build in. I feel like they always look really good in modern situations. But making it actually feel like a garage door would be cool. Oh. Crow's reading your message and I almost broke my ankles. You're going to an alpaca farm tomorrow, and then you got oh, your like weekend plans, an event that sells crafts. That sounds really cool. You started talking about that and I was like, is this Stardew? I was like, is this something from Stardew? Because honestly, it sounds like something that could be in Stardew, and that'd be really cute. By the way, I have been keeping up with my Stardew on the side, and I think it's pretty cool. I don't know how rare it is other than what I've seen online, but honestly, to me, everything is rare in Stardew because I don't know what it is. I got a random owl statue appear, like, on my farm, which apparently they said is a rare event, but you know, people also say geodes are rare in Minecraft, and I find them left and right. So I'm not convinced that geodes are rare anymore. I'm not as excited as I was the first time to find a geode. But yeah, random owl statue hidden behind a tree. And I was very excited to find that it was not super common. What did I see floating? Did I not? I think I just imagined it. Yeah, an alpaca farm does sound fun. Never, I don't think I've ever seen an alpaca in real life. I'm trying to think. I've seen a donkey. I didn't think I've seen an alpaca. Just came back from a class trip to London and visited Oxford. Honestly, I should look at their campus for some inspiration. That's definitely old money. Like, that's kind of the vibe as far as like time period, I feel like. I've been to a couple of like campus tours in the States, that I think were kind of influenced by Oxford, but I've never actually seen it myself in person. I'm trying to remember the one I visited one time for school. It was in St. Louis. Is it just like St. Louis University? I can't remember, but I remember visiting it and I was like, this feels like Hogwarts. Feels like people should be practicing Quidditch here. Oh, just a rogue log. But yeah, I think it'd be cool if this just was like an area where it felt like some family that developed the whole city had decided to kind of create their, like, grow their family, and then the city was just like part of their impact on the area. I need to come up with like proper lore for it. How many trees are left? I know I have a ton of oak right here because I've been farming oak over there lately. Not as rare as they used to be, but they are uncommon. Ooh. See, I felt very special to get that because it like literally it was hidden right behind a full-grown tree, and I almost didn't, like, I wouldn't have seen it if I hadn't walked right behind it to the point where my tree and Stardew like kind of went transparent. And I saw the owl and I was like, what is this? And I was trying to like click on it, nothing was happening, and then I like mined it on accident and picked it up, and I was very excited about that. Speaking of picking things up though, I don't know what happened. Something bugged and my crystallarium went missing on Stardew. Like I right clicked it from my bed and I picked up the ore that was in it, but the crystallarium was gone. It didn't go to my inventory. It's just gone. Hold on, I want to look up Oxford real quick. Remind myself what the campus looks like. They definitely have a little bit of a gothic feel. I'm not going too much for gothic, but I definitely like how, like, it feels very historic. One thing I'm not the best at is making buildings look aged. Like, I think that's something B-dubs is really good at with the way he, like, basically is painting in Minecraft. I tend to make things look very clean, pristine. That's kind of how I like things. But it is an art, I feel like, to be able to make the buildings in Minecraft look aged. What was the school I went to? Is it like, it was St. Louis? Is it St. Louis University? Yeah, okay. It was St. Louis University. That's one of the campuses that I visited when I was in college. Very cool campus. Trying to find like the actual spot that reminded me of Hogwarts, because these pictures are not doing it justice. I'm not getting the vibe as much looking at the pictures as I did in person, so I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of a different campus, but I do like the vibe. I should have got your beehive up before I slept, but oops. Oh, by the way, I have a drink. I have a bloom. I've actually been up for a long time today. This is my 4th caffeinated Betty. I went to bed early and I woke up early. It felt good. Got a whole walk in before I even ate breakfast. I went on a walk. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I wanted to adjust a couple of Twitch settings real quick. There we go. Got that. If you do that, you would be up until 3 a.m. What do you mean? Like, to go on a walk before breakfast would be at 3 a.m.? Is that what you're saying? Oh, for energy drinks. You know, I do have a bad habit that I've been working on lately to break of going to bed at 6 a.m. And I've gotten it, like, where lately it's been about 2 a.m. more regularly. But last night I went to bed at 9 p.m. and I haven't gone to bed at 9 p.m. in so long. But, and it felt good. Felt good to wake up early and not be tired also. Like, to naturally wake up. Imagine that. It's almost like people knew what they were talking about when they said that you needed to get enough sleep. It's almost like they're scientists or something. Between 11 and 12 generally. Yeah, like, I feel like I'm just at a weird point right now, sleep schedule wise, to where it really is sad, but 2 a.m. is early for me right now at this point where I'm at in my sleep schedule, because I had found myself like falling asleep at 6 a.m. so often. But we're fixing it. We're getting back on track. Speaking of, I'm gonna call out Fern. I don't think Fern's listening, so don't tell him I told you. We were supposed to like play something last night, and I messaged was like, hey, hop on. And I got a little, I don't know, I just didn't feel like waiting on my computer. So I started listening to my audiobook, and I just like turned the lights off, listening to my audiobook. And that's why I fell asleep so early, is I just fell asleep listening to it. And next thing I know, I wake up at 5 in the morning, and I like missed a ton of messages from him about like getting on the game, because I literally was like, get on, and then I got off. And he was still playing at 5 in the morning. And I'm like, man, experiencing this from the other side after getting all of my 8 hours of sleep and then waking up and you still haven't gone to bed. It's weird experiencing it on the other side. But yeah. Fern also has a weird sleep schedule. I'm gonna stop talking because he's gonna pop in and be like, why are you talking about me? Enjoy it while you can. Exactly. Like there have been times in the past when I randomly would stay up till 6 in the morning, and I would feel kind of guilty for it, but I was like, honestly, how many times in my life am I gonna be able to do this? Like, this is really gonna be a rare occurrence, honestly. And then next thing I know, I'm doing it like very regularly for a solid couple of months. So you know, the irony behind that. But yeah, I feel like there will be a point in my life where that it just happens for the last time and it never happens again. Honestly, I'm okay with that now. Just do it, literally. Nike knew what they're talking about. Yeah, it's like someday I'll have people to care for and I won't even be able to secretly sleep in until, I don't know, 2 p.m. It's like someday people will be all up in my business all the time and I won't be able to get away with it anymore. So I'm just enjoying it while I can. I meant to say it before, but thank you for liking the video on YouTube for those of you who did. And if you haven't already done so, please consider leaving it a like, as it really does help us out. I need to remember to say this. I get so used to doing like just a Twitch stream and not having to talk about likes at all that when I come back to a YouTube stream, it throws me off. And on top of that, if y'all want to follow along on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/madsbeef. Always linked in the description of the YouTube streams. Feel free to come join us. We got some channel points over there. Just added some fun ones last week in regards to some like little games we can play. So those are pretty new. And unfortunately, we can't do those on YouTube. Maybe someday they'll like integrate those settings and just features. But as of right now, it's pretty much Twitch exclusive. What time? I think it's starting to set. I don't need all these leaves, honestly. What am I doing? Let's get a shulker. We need to clear out some of this stuff. And then we need to just go ahead and get our hoe so I can stop silk touching all of these leaves. Do that. Pick up what I can. Get rid of all these. Oh, I'm at the end of the line too. What about up here? Where's the upper portion of this tree? Did I already... Oh, there it is. It's sneaky. It's hidden in there. There we go. Having some Popeyes for a cheat night? Oh, I love Popeyes. I appreciate you being here, Blurry. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday as well. But yeah, enjoy your Popeyes. I got that like for the first time in a while a couple of days ago. Maybe like a week ago. It was just what I needed. It was so good. I love a good spicy chicken sandwich. Did one of these trees just grow? It definitely just did. Okay. It's like a little tree leaf arch. Very nice. Very good, very nice. I do want to incorporate like a lot of shrubs for privacy, to create like privacy walls. So it is a good thing that we got as many leaves as we did, but I don't think we need any more. Don't think we need that many. So fortunate is for the rest. Okay, let's see. We're definitely gonna have to repair our trusty hoe, but I think I can wait for a little bit. Let's just clear this and move on. I don't think I'm gonna actually mess with that beehive right now, because I don't plan on working too much over on that area. In my brain, I'm like, I need to do that before daylight, but nah, I think we'll leave it. Definitely doesn't hurt to have a ton of random logs. One of those things that you just never can have enough of. I swear I'll go mining, like just tree chopping for maybe like 30 minutes to an hour. And then all the logs that I get will be gone within like one project. Whether it be for barrels or chests or the actual build itself. Can never have enough. Let's clear. What's in here? I'm honestly just gonna take that up. We'll relocate later. There's way too many saplings here. And we'll leave a little path to the shulkers and then clear everything else out. Let me go check. Okay. So I want to use the terrain to my advantage in this situation, but I also do need to like flatten some areas. I'm not one to just like work from a very flat location and just like plop a building on top if I can avoid it. So I think we're gonna have like a little bit of a give and take with the land. I wanted to have some slope, but I also like the way that we just got a couple of random little, what are these even called? It's not a plateau, not a mesa, I don't even know. Whatever those are called. We just got too many of those weird little structures. I don't know, I'm thinking back to my like 6th grade geography class and cannot remember. Been too long, it's too long ago. I do remember though, that class specifically was just a write down definitions 24/7 class. I can vividly remember having to look at all the different types of like natural formations of land, but I cannot remember what they are called to save me. Let's take all this. So, did I not pick it up? Oh, I did. Okay. I think we will drop off some of this at least. Plants, nature. I'll put these here. I think we'll keep the rest of that. I'm just gonna leave the bone meal here too. I don't even want to mess with it. And let's actually do this. Do I have an animal goods section? I don't think I do. Eggs go there, I guess. I suppose. Okay. So, I know for a fact that I want to clear out a lot of this land because I want to have like that beach access. So let's get going with that. Wait, is this tree? Did I just miss this one? Oh wait, while we're here... I'm going to show you kind of what I have planned already. A little bit of spoiler, not really. So this is what we started out with. Okay, my music just like froze. Is my open to land on? Time set day. Weather clear. Okay, this is what we started out with. So as you can see, we like cleared out a lot of the land. I have the house where like the entrance is facing the water, and it is tucked away back here, but I don't like the path to get to it because realistically, I kind of imagine this would be the entrance. You would walk back here, and you have to do like a 270-degree loop basically to get to that front door. You'd go this way, and then you'd have to turn this way to get up. Not a big fan of that path. So I need to figure out how I want to relocate the entrance. And then this is like kind of how I said we have a gassed garage in a way. It does feel a little more modern mansion. Still not like modern design, but just the fact that there is a garage attached to it is not giving the like old vibe that I want. So we may detach that completely and keep these two portions separate. And I kind of want to make the entrance either, I kind of feel like entrance facing this way. So path would go in this direction and then enter over here. So we may do something where the entrance is on this level. So lower this a little bit, but entrance right here. And then that way the back could be facing like this little private water access that opens up into like a bigger ocean. Or I could try to do something where the entrance is facing that way and then this is the more like the back end of the house. So that's kind of why we are going in and doing the terraforming first now. Because I've got this, it's just not, it's not given the right vibe. It's not like the right sequence of events. But I do like the approach from this direction. So probably finding a little bit of a balance between those two. So like if you are on the bridge coming from the main like spawn village, this is the view you get. So it still definitely needs like some more portions to the building. Like this isn't complete, this is just like the first couple of portions that we worked on, but I do like the like height balance here. It just needs a little bit more, and then as far as when you're over on this side, it does feel private, which was part of the goal. It's like if you have a private island right next to a city, you're going to want it to feel somewhat private. And so you've got like this side view and then that tower view. But definitely not complete. I think it's a good start. And I thought whenever I like first finished this portion, I was pretty like certain that I was going to be done soon. But after thinking about it, after sleeping on it, which is very important most of the time for me, is like to sleep on an idea. Just not really feeling it. So then I came in, before I came to this conclusion of like rotating it, we came in here. It really does not like me opening up these worlds. It keeps like lagging as soon as I do that. Did I drop my, I did drop my render distance. Anyways, this one we came in and we were working on raising it to create kind of like a platform where I could maybe put some type of like a hedge maze and like planters out front. Still not a fan of this, like the way that this is facing though. But I like it being elevated like this a little bit from the water level, because that is one thing I was considering, is a lot of the times when you're building close to the water, you raise the structure in case there's any form of flooding. And so I like the idea of raising it a bit. It's just still not, this isn't the right shape. I think that's why I kind of stopped where I was at, because I could tell as I was lifting this up, it just, I didn't like the way that this was interacting with the shoreline. But I do actually like this higher level from this view. You're getting a little bit more of that upper portion of the roof. Seeing a little bit more of the building, but still, it still feels fairly private. And I think with more trees, that will help as well. But yeah, gonna be doing some adjusting for sure. Yeah, since we're pretty certain that that is not going to be the direction we go, it doesn't feel like too bad of spoilers to share. But I do feel like some of these islands need to come out. How is it already nighttime? Did I not just sleep? I'm so confused. Oh, wait. We just took this tree out. Okay. But yeah, let's take out this portion of land because I do know that I want this to have a smoother transition into the water. We want to like capitalize on the waterfront part of the island. Yeah, that's just kind of my thought process of how I wanted to address this, especially since I don't have any other structures laid out yet. If I had built it in survival just right off the bat, I probably would have just kept it how it was, figured out a way to make it work. But I think that we can make the shoreline and the structures interact a little bit better, as well as like the travel path in, because I don't want to just assume I'm always going to fly in, or at least I don't want to design it as if I'm always going to be flying in. Oh, didn't restart the recording. Glad I figured that out early though, rather than later. Oh, I definitely need to keep an eye out on my tools because I can already tell it will be easy for me to miss it. I need more storage. So they're already getting to be pretty extensive. I may have to just set up some double chests, honestly. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough shulkers to handle all the grass and dirt we're gonna get. Honestly though, I do need a lot more grass and dirt. I feel like I've used a lot of it recently, working on other terraforming projects. It's so much easier to clear all this out whenever I'm working on the creative world because I've got Axiom. So I think this probably took me like max 2 minutes to clear out. Just because the good old delete tool. But there's something nice about just clearing it on your own though. Ooh, actually, we're gonna use our fortune pick for this. I need way more cobblestone. Cobblestone is one of those things that I'm usually pretty low on these days. Because I always just use Silk Touch. When I first started playing, I always would use Fortune. I never really used Silk Touch, unless I was trying to pick up something specific. But once I figured out how beneficial Ender Chests are, it's always just been a Silk Touch pick. There were a couple of times when I accidentally broke the Ender Chest and kind of got stranded without my stuff while traveling, and I feel the best way to just avoid that situation all in all is to never use a Fortune pick unless you have to. I feel like I think everything I use, yeah, shovel, axe, pick, I always just keep on Silk Touch. It means I can always break a bee's nest anytime I'm out and about if I need it. There we go. We have now entered the chill part of the stream, where I just can lock in and mine, basically. Feel free to chat if you want to, but I may be a little bit quiet right now. For those of you trying to fall asleep, this is probably the time to do it. Let's see. Let's go for dirt first. We'll probably just slowly slope this side down as we go. A little gradual slope. Hey, hello Space, welcome in. Happy Friday. Appreciate you popping in and saying hello. I'm doing pretty well. I've been enjoying my day. Had a good day. Woke up early, got a lot done already. And glad to be doing a YouTube stream. It's been a while since I've been live on YouTube. I think it's been almost a month, which before that it had also almost been a month. I feel like just lately we've either been playing Stardew on stream, which is just if I do anything that's not Minecraft related, I'll just do on Twitch. Or I'll be doing like some more quiet tasks that I just like to play some good pop music for, and I can't do that on YouTube. So sometimes, just depending on the vibe, we won't do a YouTube stream. It'll just be Twitch only, and that has been the case for like the last month for sure. Let's go grab more shulkers from the storage room. We're finally getting to the point where I can actually start to use this as a storage room, which has been nice. I do have like a decent amount of stuff over here that I can put to use. Let's do, honestly, take them all. Yeah, chill stream today for sure. Sometimes I feel like YouTube likes the chill ones. It depends on the day. But I feel like Twitch can be sometimes more energetic and YouTube's a little more chill sometimes when it comes to just vibes. Trying to get all the grass first. And this one. We can actually, let's go ahead and organize and do these as dirt. And this will be stone and cobble. Building solo? Yeah, this is my solo world. I tend to play more solo Minecraft. I played my multiplayer Minecraft a couple times. Played on some realms, but for the most part, I even when I play on multiplayer, I kind of gravitate towards like a solo style of gameplay. It's just I've played solo for so long that some things are just ingrained in me. I definitely like the control that I get whenever I'm playing solo. Yeah, but we've been working on this new section of the world for so long now. It's definitely been a slow process getting here. But this is like the newer section that we started a couple months back. And that is where my main like starter village and base is, in that direction. Connected by this little bridge all the way in that direction. Deserves a like and subscribe. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. I keep seeing this sugarcane, thinking it's an Enderman. It's throwing me off. Actually, let's go ahead and sleep. I was debating just staying up, but with how many torches I've taken out, we should probably be sleeping through the night. $2K day. Yeah, we've been in here almost 2,500 days. Honestly, I think we started this storage room like right before I hit 2,000. I've primarily just been working on this storage room that entire time. Don't have a video to show for it yet either. Because I wanted to finish it all before I made a video on it, but that's why we're kind of working on this now, is we'll do a little side video to have ready for the YouTube while I continue to work on perfecting my storage room. So I don't want to rush it. Let's do this. We're getting all the dirt. You'll love to see it. Okay, pick this up. Subscribe. I appreciate you. We always appreciate the support, any and every bit around here. So much dirt. Okay, sometimes I just don't even realize that my inventory's full. And then I have basically an entire inventory laying on the ground. One bonus of playing solo, I don't really have to worry too much about lag, like ever. That's always such a adjustment whenever I do hop on like a SMP for a little bit, is I am not used to having to deal with lag. I'm very blessed in that sense. Forte Win! Hello! Welcome in. Happy Friday. Glad to have you here. Bedrock on Java. We are on Java 1.21.8. I started out playing Bedrock on my old laptop back in the day. Honestly, just by accident. I like just looked up what was newer, if Java or Bedrock was newer, and it said Bedrock, and I was like, okay. And I didn't realize until a while later that the Bedrock was newer because it was meant for consoles. So this is actually my first solo Java world. I had like 2 different solo Bedrock worlds. And then when I started playing Java, I was playing on an SMP for about a year. And it was mostly just me playing on it. I think that's also partially why I just kind of gravitate towards a solo play style. But yeah, I was on that for a year, and then eventually it was like, okay, I need to make my own solo world that's Java. So I like having like full creative control of the world. Literally, yes, I can build whatever I want, wherever I want. Very nice. Nice bonus of it. I feel like I have a very... I can be very particular, and I like having that kind of control over the different spaces, that like what kind of mobs get unleashed in what spaces too. I've never had too much of an issue with like any form of griefing in the past, but that is one thing that kind of scared me for a little bit. Playing on an SMP for a while was I just never had to worry about anybody harming the world beforehand. Thank you for the resub, Forte Win. So actually I've got something new I haven't shown yet. Hold on. This is the first time we're doing this. We added the card games last week. This is something I got a little bit after and has not seen a stream yet. But for Twitch subs, we are doing... We're covering this in everybody's usernames. So I got this whole label maker, everything. And a lot of people who just like are resubbing, I need to put on here for the first time. So you get to be the first for it. This is actually a really cool little like Nelco brand label maker. So we're going to make one, print it off. Let me, oh wait, I need to turn it on. We'll figure this out. Like, with time, I may start just, like, doing them after stream and everything. But for now, I kind of wanted to show what we're doing. I only have this, like, planned for Twitch. I don't have... I don't get notified with YouTube members at all. So I haven't gotten that set up yet. We're gonna try this. Let's see. Okay, I think it's connected. Gotta get my frame. I think it'd be cool to have this as just like a keepsake. Maybe someday I'll have it covered and then we'll need a new one, but it'll be cool to have it. Let's do this. Is it gonna do it? It's doing something. There we go. Pretty win. We add it to the box. The little safe. Actually, I think I can do this, and then you can actually see it not mirrored back. Yeah, mess around with this a little bit as we go. But yeah, y'all are the first to get to see this. You're getting top left corner of the little safe. I did not put it on straight, but that's okay. You get to be up here. Your first one. So what I'm thinking, again, this is more so like a Twitch portion, just because I'm usually live on Twitch. I think we'll eventually do different colors for like if you gift subs. We'll do like, I don't know, pink for like 5 gifted or 1 gifted, and then blue for 5 gifted, yellow for 10 gifted. And I think that would be cool. And then for bits on Twitch, I got some play money. So we got some play Monopoly money. These are actually really cute. And then I figured, however, it kind of like, what's the word? The exchange rate from like bits to money, we can put on little play money, and I can like write your username on it, and then we put it in the safe. So the bits go in the safe, subs go on top of the safe. And then eventually we can have like different colors for everything, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. Just trying something different. And all these like weird little things that we add in, I will probably adjust as I go, as far as like the best way to do it. Sometimes it may be a little too much to do live, but I do think it's kind of fun to show. So this is for subs on Twitch. Let me put this up for now. But yeah, just thought about this last week, and I was like, let's give it a try. But yeah, on Twitch, subscribers are like a different word. It's not the same as like a YouTube subscriber. It's the more of an equivalent to like a YouTube member in terminology. So it can get kind of confusing. But yeah, and then bits are like, what do they call it? Like it's equivalent, kind of like a super chat. But I don't have a good system for that to work with YouTube. Automatically print, that would be really cool. I need to find a way to do it. So the one thing though is like, I like the idea of having different colors for the people who gift subs, because then it's more so like going towards the person who's gifting them rather than just whoever randomly may get it, because sometimes people may get gifted a sub on Twitch without actually even realizing it until later. So I think for gifted, we'll put the sticker of the person who gifted them just in a different color, because I want the whole box to like have different levels of color. And there were other colors of stickers that I could get. I started with 4 for now, but eventually if I ever need to, I can get some other colors. Stream on Kick. First time I ever streamed was on Kick. It was like a 5 Nights at Freddy's stream back in, I don't know, like 2023, a long time ago. And I didn't start streaming on Twitch until like a year ago, really. So haven't been on Kick in a while, but I try to kind of stick to the platforms that I know myself. So I've had a lot of recommendations to stream on TikTok, and I don't watch TikTok live personally, and I feel like it's a whole different world over there. So I feel like for now, two is plenty, 2 different platforms. because it can be a lot to like get everything integrated seamlessly. So like I was able to get my chats connected on my end, but like as far as some of the notifications that pop up on screen, I have only been able to find out myself how to do them on Twitch specifically. I haven't been able to combine those two. I honestly haven't heard about Kick in a while. I know it was like everyone was really excited for it when it first came out, but I don't hear people talk about it a lot. Let's do this. I guess the equivalent I have for like the labels for Twitch subs is I do have a book in the game for channel members on YouTube, but again, I never get notified by those. And really, channel memberships on YouTube aren't something that I really advertise or talk about, just because I don't really know. I don't think that they really offer as many benefits as Twitch subs get. Like, I'm fairly certain even if you become a member on YouTube, if you don't have premium, that it'll still give ads, whereas like with Twitch, they cancel like you don't get ads at all if you're subbed, and that's like the main incentive to sub on Twitch. It's kind of weird. I've had YouTube Premium for a while now, so there's definitely different portions of it that I don't get to see like the benefits of myself, so it's hard for me to say. The Kick and F1 team, don't get it twisted. You're saying like that's a team for like F1 racing? You would know that. I had no idea. I need to see if the F1 movie got is streaming anywhere now. I think honestly we should just stick to dirt and grass here for a little bit for the inventory management aspect of it. It's when we do projects like this that I really do wish we had better inventory management. I honestly don't understand why backpacks are not a vanilla thing. Okay, that actually scared me. I was not expecting visitors. Time for some ominous potions. Okay, I just can't hit this one. I'm so glad they made it where they just drop potions these days. I would never mess with any pillager like patrols before they added the potions, because I almost always live around villagers and never want to be raided at my home. Okay, almost. Okay, we still fell. Still broke our ankles. Is that a... Okay, I keep seeing my shulker box and thinking it's a zombie. much more convenient that way for sure. Having that like little bit of control. I feel like the main reason why they probably made that change was because of all the like multiplayer issues that came with raids. Accidentally setting one off over somebody else's base. That was something I never had to think about until I like started playing on the occasional SMP, and I would read some sign at somebody's nether portal that's like, do not come here with bad omen, please. I feel like I want more dirt, but the grass keeps growing so quickly that as soon as I think about it, it's already grass again. Honestly, I need to just like get rid of or drop off all these shulkers. I don't know why I keep holding on to all of them. Taking up precious inventory. Which one is it? This one. We swapped these two. Okay. There we go. All right. Where do I need to pull this back? Let's do like this. All this will stay. Take out the stone. And then all this from that point on is gonna go. So we're gonna create like a slight slope from this portion down for now. May come back and remove more of that. I feel like I need to get rid of the stone now. Okay. Don't know, I just like full on missed this section. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. I was about to just start taking out more layers of grass. I haven't even finished this stone. The sad part is I feel like I have way more like structure to what I'm doing whenever it's on stream, and sometimes I'm still so like easily distracted on this game, or in this game on stream. But that's the fun part of it. Just going where the wind blows, I guess. I can never do one of those like extremely satisfying time lapses that's like perfectly layer by layer, all the perfect blocks to make it seem like a nice gradual change. Because I'm just always flying off doing other things in the middle of a project, a time lapse. Debating if I need a haste beacon, but honestly I don't think that it's even worth it. I keep doing that today. Just jumping and then immediately realizing that I'm falling to my doom in a random hole in the ground. I feel like that's like the 5th time that's happened today. Block breaking ASMR. That's kind of what I've been thinking. This is definitely one of the more quiet tasks, and honestly, sometimes a good block breaking ASMR is what you need. Which, let's just make it a full-on chill little minute or two. Here, let me add to queue. Here, I'll be quiet for like 4 minutes. You can have some ASMR. Moment for Basil's food bowl. I don't think I can be quiet for all 4 minutes. Feels too weird. This is one of my favorite Minecraft songs for chill vibes, though. Other side will always hold a special place in my heart, but floating trees and basically anything C418, just here for the vibes. Takes me back to like a long play whenever I put this music in the background. In the single long play I've ever done. I was watching the video earlier about how Stardew was created by one game developer, and honestly I was shocked to find out just how much they created themselves, like music and everything, sound effects. I was not, like, that didn't even process when I had like originally read the video title that it would include everything, like character design, literally every single aspect of it. Truly inspirational. This guy just decided to start making a video game and worked on it for 4 years and did every single aspect of it. Crazy. Let's... I'm already running out of space. Where do I put all this? Okay, you go here. You go here. I think I need more storage. Trying to think of where I have more shulkers. I think I may just need to craft more, honestly. It's pretty impressive for sure. We're on a second game. I feel like I heard about that, but I don't know too many details about it. I wonder if he's making it all by himself or once again going to be or like if he's going to be delegating more of it this time. I feel like I'm missing a ton of shulkers and I don't know where they are. I definitely could use some of these. Where are all my shulkers at? I think we're gonna have to craft more. Okay, what is this? What am I doing? Okay, wait, hold on. What did I do? I could make, let's do 6. Let's do this. Get this stuff for 6 shulkers and we'll just take it all back with us. Where do I keep all the chests? Okay. We're not looking up as we go this way because I think I have a ton of chests in one of these, maybe. Not looking at it. Okay, no, I don't think it is. Working on it for now. That makes sense. Because it seems like that was kind of his preferred method. Well, let's turn all the oak we just collected into chests. I never even finished this one. There we go. There's a chest. Okay. Do I have a crafting table somewhere? I'm just gonna grab one from here, I guess. I need... Oh, so that's gonna make 6. 5 times 8, 40. Oh, I messed it up already. Oops. There we go. Which one of you wants to be cobblestone? Turn you into cobblestone. There we go. Okay. More rock breaking. What level? Oh yeah, we definitely need to bring it down more. Honestly, I'm just gonna grab another ender chest. Keep it on me. I can leave this one here. Where do I keep them? There they are. I'm just gonna leave this. We'll just levitate if we have to sleep. Hey G, welcome in. Yo, how's it going? How's it going? I like this video games day badge you have. I didn't get that. When was that? That must have been recent. I've never seen that one before. Happy Friday to you too. Glad you could be here today. What is it, like 3 a.m. for you? Super early. That's my guess. It's 3. Nunya Biz. Hello. I like that name. That's funny. (4:30 a.m.) Ah, I was a little off. It's like 6 p.m. here. I guess I don't know too much about like time zones, but I'm shocked that it's like a 30-minute difference. Not like, I'm surprised that it's like on the hour for me, but it's like half an hour for you. I need to look into that. Now I'm curious. I'm pretty sure I knew that that was a thing. I just didn't know how common it was to get off by like portions of an hour. I'm gonna have to dig into that later. So then it's Saturday for you, isn't it? Happy Saturday, G. I always make sure to say Saturday or like the next day for Turtle. But I may need to add you to that list of remembering who's a day after me most of the time. India's on a 30-minute offset. Oh, interesting. I did not realize that. G redeemed Graze Break. Say less. I do need some water. First Graze Break for me. Now, this next one's for everybody else. If you can hear my voice, this is for you. And we're talking about preferably water. Gotta stay hydrated, but grab a drink if you have one, whatever it is. And take a sip if you're in a group chat with a silly little name. I gotta take a sip to that one. I have a lot of different silly little name ones. We had one that it's changed since then. And I don't know how family appropriate the new name is, but the old one used to be Minecrafters Anonymous. As if we needed to go to a meeting every week, if you know what I mean. Which drinks? I got my water per usual. And then I've got a juicy orange bloom right now. Let me date this one. It's the 19th. And I put it at the back of the stack. Thank you for the grace break, G. Okay. Everybody stay hydrated. I'm so bad about like drinking something that's not caffeinated throughout a majority of the day that those graze breaks are a very good reminder to actually touch my water. I feel like most of the time I don't really think about water a lot until nighttime. Like, I definitely go through a lot of water right before bed, but the rest of the day, not so much. The rest of the day is usually just some form of caffeine. On both platforms, as always. I appreciate you, G. Always appreciate the support. And while I'm thinking about it, if you have not liked the stream yet and you would be willing to do so, please consider that on the YouTube side. Likes on the streams always help out a ton. Both like during stream, but also once the VOD goes up as well. And those of you who have already liked it, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Obliterated the sub button. Thank you, CLR. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Happy Saturday to those of you in the future right now. And to those of you watching the VOD, this is me talking to the future people. Happy whatever day of the week it is for you. Before getting on Twitch, so every now and then I'll kind of peep that, because I notice there are some people who, as soon as I like schedule the stream, they pop in and like it, and I always my heart always warms when I see that. I'm like, y'all are liking it and I'm not even live yet. W support. W community. This is very good for my cobblestone storage, because it has been dwindling. Anytime I've had to go make some form of like a furnace or a blast furnace, I just see it go away a little bit more and more, especially once we made the redstone workshop. I used a lot of cobblestone to like supply the dispensers and observers, and or not observers, the dispensers and the droppers, I think, are both all cobblestone. That took a big chunk of my cobblestone reserve. But stone, on the other hand, I have way too much stone. feel like cobblestone is one of those materials that you don't get a lot of late game. If you're like an avid Silk Touch user, like I am at least. Let's go this way for this next layer. What are we gonna make? So we are mostly just trying to get a layout for the pathways in this little island we've got going. So we have spawn village that way. We've got some farms right here. And then we've got this bridge that connects to our most recent storage room we've been working on. And I've got this island that's kind of an intermediate space between, like, as you're traveling to the new storage room and what eventually we want to make a city. And so we are trying to kind of turn this into a private island. I want it to be like the founding family, old money, rich, like very extravagant little private island that they live on. And just kind of create my own little Minecraft, what would we call it? Just like a very extravagant area. I feel like a lot of the times I tend to build either in more of like a European city style, or I will build in like a village style. I've never really done like just a mansion for fun, just because I felt like it. Or like tennis courts. So that's kind of what I want to turn this into. World looks awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll give you a little peep of what we do have, because you can only see part of it with the render distance. You said, heading to bed, night shift. Can't chat anymore. Well, I appreciate you stopping in while you could be here. And I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday. But yeah, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for liking the stream. This is our spawn village. So this is spawn. And we got like our little tree nursery. This is my more village style building. This is like where majority of the world has been spent up until about 2,000 days. We're close to 2,500 now. So now we're starting to expand this way and go for more of a city design rather than like a village. And it all kind of is moving towards that direction through the storage tunnel we've got under here. So this is a little bit of the European style that I like to do that I've done in previous worlds. But not, this is like a smaller scale of what I eventually want to do. I want like a really dense like coastal city vibe going on over here. We've just got those two little, we got one building and then just one like front of a building. We haven't even done the inside of that. But this is kind of what we've been working on for a very long time. Been working on this one for a lot longer. We've been playing, like, I feel like we went through the first 2,000 days of the world very quickly in comparison to what we've done in the last like 500 days. We've definitely been playing a couple like more games outside of Minecraft on stream. That's why I've been doing fewer streams on YouTube lately. Just because I keep most of my non-Minecraft gameplay on Twitch only. I don't like to use my YouTube for anything that's not Minecraft. And we've just been exploring other games a lot in the last, I'd say 6 months. So, I feel like I got into a point where I was really starting to enjoy multiplayer gameplay. And not Minecraft though. Because I like to, I really have just had so many plans for this world, and I don't want to like just stop and move on to a different world. I want to like see through a lot of the ideas I've had for this one. So a lot of the multiplayer gameplay I've been doing has just been like Fortnite, Repo, Phasmo, Grounded. Played that for like a couple of streams there for a while. And lately I have done a little bit of Stardew. That's kind of been the more recent stream game we've been playing. I consider the United States as a woman or a man. I'm not completely sure I understand what you mean. Like vibe-wise. You play 2B2T? I've heard about 2B2T. I've had people suggest in the comments before that I should try playing on it, and I don't think that's for me. For my like gameplay style, all the what's it called? The like, why can't I think of the word? The griefing. I feel like the griefing that is common on 2B2T just would hurt my heart. If somebody destroyed my stuff, that'd be the end of it. I've seen a couple of videos though of people like, I think there was somebody who was like trying to survive spawn on 2B2T as like a new player, and it was very interesting to see that kind of world. The only like multiplayer worlds I've ever played on were either with just like really close friends, so it wasn't like anybody had free access to just come and go as they please, that we didn't already know, and then the other ones were very strict on like not griefing, don't touch anybody's stuff that's not yours, and I never had any issues on those, but it definitely did worry me sometimes that like for a while the old Java server I played on, it wasn't whitelisted for a long time, and I would be playing and people would randomly pop in and be like, either they would say something like, this is a reminder, you should set up a whitelist on your world because it's easy to access. Like, just random bots would pop in and say that stuff, which is so weird, and then they'd leave. Or there'd be people who would pop into the server, and we didn't have anything at spawn other than like an end portal, so there really wasn't anything for them to mess with. But I would literally be in the chat, and I'm like, I know everybody who played on that server, and it was mostly just me half the time. They would say, like, they would pop in, I'd be like, who are you? And they'd be like, a server member. And I'm like, lie. And then they would go into another portal, see there was nothing there, and then log off immediately. So eventually it got to where it was like whitelisted and everything. But there was a while there before we even knew what whitelisting was, where I was just like, this is kind of concerning. People could mess up my stuff. People, Nether 00 place a stack of end crystals in a single second. Like, okay, I can see the fun. Like, if your thing is PvP or just trolling people, like, that would be a fun world to play on. And just, like, having, just being silly and messing around, I could see it being fun. But I can't see myself making content about that kind of thing. I feel like I would be too, like, I don't want to say mean, but I feel like the one benefit of like that kind of world and gameplay style is just having fun and messing around with people. And if you are not expecting that, it could be very frustrating. Hey Marvin, build, welcome in. You just want to build a huge Minecraft world? Exactly. I've been in this world for over a year now, and I still haven't even done any of the stuff that I originally like had been inspired to do whenever I first picked this seed. Like I just have so many ideas for the world, and it takes me way too long to finish them. And those of us that have, the ones who have been viewing for a while now, can probably tell that I take things pretty slow. Does get old. Trolling new players. Yeah, I can imagine. I heard that there's something that it's like the best way to hide stuff on that server is to find like a naturally generated chest by a spawner, and people can't like sniff that out. And I never even considered that people could have mods that can just detect where all your chests are, like any newly placed chests. It's a whole different ball game on 2B2T for sure. I'd like to say that this is like my longest running world, but I think whenever I was playing on that server, basically solo the entire time, I want to say I was on it for about a year. Oh, I just like completely skipped this portion. Back at it. Okay. Like, so I do have a world that I'll occasionally play on with some close friends, and it's mostly just like the last time we got on was when there was an update and I wanted to try out the Happy Ghasts on multiplayer, but we don't get on it very often. But the one thing I do more of whenever I play on that world is just goof around. I try really hard not to die in this world, but in that world, it's just... If you wanna make Withers fight a warden, go for it. Like, we just mess around on it, and nothing is... Man, there's a couple of pretty builds, but for the most part, it's just purely functional. There's an exploit that cancels the hiding stash method. You have to use mineshaft chests. That's too many rules just to protect your things. At least people, like, can't get in your ender chest, right? There's no exploit where they can mess with anything you put in your ender chest. I would hope so, but honestly, from what I've heard, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody had some way of hacking into people's ender chests. Like, people make a mod for everything, so... Just live out of mine shafts at that point. Or live out of a, well, no, I would say a ancient city, but people loot those so frequently. That's definitely not the place to be hiding your stuff. But yeah, so many times I just walk past a mine shaft in the later game and I don't even care about any of the chests there. Honestly, I feel like some of the chests in trial chambers are pointless. Like, the vaults are good, but the chests are just filled with, like, wooden axes and honeycomb and random junk that nobody wants. So that could be a potential, but I feel like it definitely depends on, like, how late in the game you are on, as if, like, if you're going to ignore those chests or not. They did have access to all, oh, okay, of course. Like, of course they did. So yeah, so I was like, I wouldn't be surprised, because somebody will find a way. We're gonna pass so many days just from working on this terraforming. Like, we're at 77. It's already been 8 days. A lot of the work lately, like, the day counter hasn't gone up too much because we've been working in our tunnel. And I don't have to sleep through the night in there. But out here, I feel like I might as well. Not only for my sake of ignoring mobs, but also... everyone watching's sake that it's actually, like, bright on screen. Because it can get a little too dark for the streams at night. We should do a little inventory clear for a second. How hard is it to get netherite on 2B2T? And wings? It's my real question. I'm assuming they don't reset the end very often, or like ever. And so they're probably just like a very valuable resource to have wings. I was like, where are my carrots? Fave structure? I'm assuming you mean like the naturally generated ones in the world. I feel like my first instinct to say ancient city, because I feel like the ancient cities are one of the more modern natural structures, and it's one of the few that has like texturing in it. I feel like to an extent, yeah, like the trial chambers have some texturing to them too. But as far as like the ancient city goes, where it's a variety of like different versions of Deep Slate, I think they did a good job designing those. And I think ancient cities are just really fun, and they're a cool mechanic to add. Oh, I messed this up. That I feel like I'm probably missing one. I do. Oh dang it! I didn't mean to fortune that. I do like ocean monuments, but I do feel like they still have that like old style of design, because it came out like what? I should know. Probably like 2015, 2016 or something. I made a short on like every single update at one point and forgot all the years at this point. Elytra and Netherite have been duped. Okay, well that's good at least. Like in any other circumstance, I'd be like, why are we duping? But in that circumstance, when you've got like so many players who probably pop into play for a very brief amount of time and then leave, it's good to have unlimited numbers of those. I need to, let's just fill all this in. That's gonna be easier than trying to figure out what to do with it later. Because we still need to slope all this. I am misplacing these blocks like crazy. 2014 was the update aquatic. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that the ocean monument kind of reflects that era. I say this as if I've been playing Minecraft for that long. I've only been playing Minecraft for 3 years now. But with how much like other different like old Minecraft videos I've seen, I feel like I am starting to really understand what it was like to play back then. Because like when I made the little short that I was talking about that had to do with all the updates, I went and actually like tested out each version of the game. Very weird to play like really old versions and see what was different that I never even realized. For example, like the wither skeleton skulls used to look completely different like model, and there were just a couple of different things like that it was cool to see and actually experience from my perspective. Played briefly in 2017. Ben and COVID played a lot. That's kind of like my situation. I played maybe, I think, one singular time, like one sitting, when I was a teenager. I can't remember. It was probably kind of early Minecraft. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but I played like once on creative, never touched the game again. I never even owned the game. I had just played on like a friend's computer. So I don't really count that. And then I really got into it whenever I had COVID in 2022. I got it for the first time and I was like, you know, this seems like a good time because I was stuck at home. I was like, this is a good time to give Minecraft a try. I had been very hesitant to try it for a while because I felt like it was going to be a game that I would get hooked into, and I was right. Here I am, and I think I briefly stopped playing Minecraft for maybe like a couple of months, 6 months max in the last 3 years. But other than that, I've been playing it pretty consistently since I first picked it up. And it's always the game I go back to whenever I'm like not enjoying a different game. I was like pretty much just purely playing Minecraft for a while there too. Lately I've gotten more into like some other games, specifically multiplayer ones. But there was a while where I never like touched anything outside of Minecraft because I just wanted to work on making a video or preparing something for stream. Or I wanted to just work on a project I had in mind. Different time indeed. Yeah, it was so crazy seeing like, oh, and they didn't even have terracotta. That was like the first thing I noticed whenever I played the original, or like the oldest version of Minecraft. I think I tried like 1.1 is where I started the video. Whenever they like first released it, I didn't play like any of the betas. And the color that's in a desert temple was wool, not terracotta. Okay, well, back off. Okay, my aim is terrible right now. I have not had to fight mobs in so long, I feel like, just because I've been locked in my cave. That whenever I do actually have to fight mobs, I feel like I'm very out of practice right now. For like 10 minutes. Yeah, whenever I played, it was just... We probably played for a couple of hours, but it was creative. We had no idea what we were doing. Didn't really do anything productive that entire time, and we were just like flying around, looking at the land, probably popping a couple blocks down, and then we got off. That time of my life, that was when I feel like Slender was really popular. When did Slender the game come out? 2012. And I think that's around when the original Minecraft came out. So it was probably like 2012 whenever I first touched Minecraft very briefly. Because I remember the friend that I was playing with specifically, like that we played Minecraft on her computer, we also were really into trying to play Slender at the time. I honestly want to go back and try playing Slender again because I never could beat it. I tried so many times. We could never get that like last final page. And I want to see if I could do it now. Maybe I'll try that sometime. But if y'all know about Slender, you know the like chokehold that game had on pop culture and that like brief moment of time. I remember actually being scared of Slenderman when I first heard about the like lore of it. I thought it was real briefly. How young and naive I was though. I do have an old video of me and my best friend playing Slender back then. So dramatic, we were screaming. 2B2T started in 2010. It's been running this entire time. Have they never done like a world reset either? That's crazy. I think the first 2B2T video I saw, and I think I've only seen like max 3. The first one that like introduced me to the concept of that world was people going into the end dimension, outer ends, and like finding really old structures that hadn't been griefed yet. For some reason I was thinking Minecraft was 2011. At least like the initial release, the non-beta version. But that was just like a random number on the top of my head, so honestly, not confident in that answer. I should remember, but I don't. Every time I go to sleep, I have to like crack my knuckles. It's just a routine at this point. Outside of like the games I would play at my friend's house though, I mostly just played like computer games that were like on websites. Played a lot of Club Penguin, played a lot of Habbo, played a lot of Neopets back in the day. "15 years of history, that's crazy that there's never been like a server reset. Did the people who start that just like literally start it and walk away? They're just like, okay, you guys are all left to fend for yourself now. Oh, and I did, of course, play Webkins. I had a Webkins account. I haven't touched that in forever, though. I don't know why I'm leaving this as if it's going to make a difference. Cool Math games? I love Cool Math games. I feel like the last time I checked, though, they had a ton of ads. And I don't remember there ever being that many ads whenever I played it. We used to, like, I had a computers class in middle school. And that was what we did when we had, like, finished all of our assignments. Is our teacher was just like, okay, you can play on Cool Math games till the end of class now. I don't even know if they do those classes anymore. I think they were technically, like, supposed to be teaching us how to type properly. I don't type properly. I type the way I want to. I feel like a lot of us who kind of, like, were exposed to computers early, or even just, like, iPods, is you kind of learn how to type like you would with your thumbs. And I feel like that's how I type, but with, like, my pointer finger, my middle finger. I don't think... I barely use my, like, ring finger to type. It's mostly just my pointer finger and ring finger. But I think we also played... There was Cool Math games, and then it was, like, freetypinggame.net. I would go on that, too, to play some typing games. That was fun. I don't know if that site's still around. I feel like I tried to look for it a couple of years back and it wasn't there anymore. I don't know if it was just my school though, but I feel like a lot of like computer classes kind of gave up on teaching you how to type properly. Because I know the years before us used to have these covers that they would put on the keyboard so you couldn't see the letters. I never had to do that. I think they were just like, type how you want. If it's fast, it's good. Played Roblox in 2011. Roblox is like out at that point in time. Honestly, did not know that. bad game now, to be honest. Seems very brain rotty. I don't like that part of it. I've played Roblox one time. I've sat down and played on it one time. I don't really know what the best things are to play on it. Or maybe it's 2 times. Max. Definitely no more than 2. But I got on and like played with my sister, and we tried to do some like horror map, and it was not good. And then I did some like towers, like guess the song, and it was just like the same songs on repeat, so it was super easy. And everything else I've seen outside of that is like Steal the Brain Rot. It honestly looks kind of interesting. I've played Steal the Brain Rot on Fortnite. Just out of curiosity, because I've seen so many clips of like people making children scream, and not in, like, I mean that goofily. Like, I feel like a lot of it is very much like played up for the short or the video that I've seen there, the reel. But it does kind of make me laugh a little bit. Back when they used to teach typing, yeah. I don't think I got like a proper computers class. I don't, like, they told us like, you're supposed to use these fingers to do these different buttons, these keys. I don't think people care anymore. We've been exposed to computers too early, that by the time they like get to us, like to teaching it, you're already like set in your ways. Like they need to teach like a computer class fresh out the womb if they want to get to you before the iPads and the phones do it. But I think that's how my brain processes typing, is kind of like how I would if I was typing on my phone. Also, I know how to like, I never had a phone that texted using like the numpad. But my siblings had them, and I learned how to text that way at some point. But my first phone I got had a keyboard. Like, it was one of the slide ones where you could type, like a full-on keyboard. Played Fortnite once. Escape Freddy in 5 Nights. I'm pretty sure I've tried something similar to that, and they're never as good as they sound. Any kind of like horror map in those types of games seem to just not hit the mark. It's not the same as a normal 5 Nights at Freddy's games. Take typing class in college. Did you already like know how to type before you took the class? Like, did you already know how to type properly, or did you have your own method and it was just kind of too far into your ways at that point to learn anything new? Because that's how it was for me. But yeah, I was in, I think my typing class was 7th grade? 6th or 7th? I think it was 7th. Yeah. It was definitely 7th. Cheesy horror, kids screaming in the mic. I never do open mic. I very rarely will turn on open mic on Fortnite. I get too shy. Every now and then I will like listen in depending on the map, but I don't ever talk in open mic. I think I talked in open mic world once in Fortnite, but I don't know. I get talking to strangers in an open mic world is just so weird for me because I never played those kinds of games. Which is funny enough because I like obviously talk while I play these games on stream, but I see all the clips of like what happens when a girl joins a COD lobby, and I think that's just scared me too much to have just freely have an open mic. People are mean in COD lobbies from what I've heard. What I've seen. I'm too sensitive for that. I'm typing not the proper way. Went for a medical office degree. Oh, interesting. I feel like if you're, if you're typing medical terminology, that's just like the spelling combos are completely different than just normal words. You're like, why are there so many consonants in this word? Check you. I'm like very, I like talking to people in person. I'm very talkative in person, or like if I know people, but online it's complete opposite for me. Is like, I feel like most people are really comfortable talking online and not so, they may not be comfortable talking in person. It's not me. I'm the reverse. We're just getting layers upon layers of shulker boxes, and honestly it's kind of helping me remember which one's which by having them like at different levels. We'll do that here. Or loot anything. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever played. No. I've played Call of Duty. I was gonna say, I don't think I have. Black Ops is Call of Duty. I've played Black Ops before. I played Battlefield when it was like on beta a month ago. But that's really the only FPS games I've played outside of Fortnite. Fortnite was kind of like my primary exposure to FPS games. I still am not that great at them. I feel like there's kind of a learning, I feel like there's a point in your life, kind of like with languages, where that skill just is not as natural as far as like aiming and having like very accurate aim on a computer, and my time has passed. I do my best. I've definitely gotten better, but I'm still, that's not my like natural gift. You won't be seeing me compete for anything with FPS game unless it's just for fun. Medical transcriptionist thing for sure. I've been seeing lately people who do like they do like typing. I don't remember the name for it. It's like short typing. It's like shorthand, but in a law setting. Like if you're in court, the way that they type is so crazy to me. It's almost like playing an instrument. Like just weird combos. We're at that point in the stream where my nose starts to get all runny. I don't know why. It's because I talk too much, I guess. Hold on. Don't want you guys to have to listen to me blow my... I don't know why it happens every time. It's like, once I start talking enough, all of the like congestion hits. I just get all sniffly. Kind of a weird reaction to talking a lot. Play any instruments? So I played flute and piccolo in concert band. So those are the only ones that I like knew really well. My piccolo I actually pulled out not long ago. It's somewhere back there. I tried playing it. The pads are so bad I can't even tell if I can play it anymore. Like the pads need to be replaced. But I have like a basic understanding of like piano, but I can't really play piano with two hands. But yeah, flute and piccolo are my main ones. Which is basically just the same one, but... Oh, I can play the recorder pretty well. Does that count? We had to like learn the recorder, of course, in elementary school. And I was a try-hard. I had every single like advancement you could get. I got to the point where they gave me like a alto recorder. Like a big recorder. I was a try-hard at that. We would do like little assemblies. We played the national anthem or something, and I'd be one of the ones that they would pull out to play the recorder. So if you couldn't tell, it was really cool as a kid. Definitely the popular kid. But no, I'm joking. Played bass, clarinet, and marching, concert band in high school, and then trumpet in middle school. That's pretty cool. I marched color guard whenever I was in marching band, but I was in concert band until I think I quit concert band my freshman year of high school. So I played for about 5 years. But yeah, anytime I like marched, I did color guard. So I was very into that, that whole environment. Marching band is so interesting, especially like when you get to see all the like inner workings of the competitive band directors. They take it very seriously. This is kind of getting awkward going back this way, so I feel like I'm gonna focus on like this portion in that direction for a little bit, and then we'll come back and mess with that at a later time. I want to get this hill gone before I start working on other ones. I messed this up. Hold on. You go back here. I'm not sure if they still make them play recorder anymore. I liked it. I like never really played many instruments before that, and I wouldn't even take the music in because we had to do like our little auditions for our teacher to get the like badges saying that we completed a certain like song that was next in the learning lineup, like whatever assignment they gave us, because they of course would like give them assigned progressively harder ones. Anytime I went to go like play it for my music teacher, I wouldn't even bring the music with me. I would just do it from memory. And I know at one point she was like, can you even read the, like, can you read the music? Like, why aren't you actually reading it? And I never really occurred to me that you were supposed to like read the music while you played it until I like started actually playing flute and band. I'm running to the bathroom real quick, and then we continue on. I walked away without pausing my game, which is very unlike me. Usually I'm very good about doing that. And I went and grabbed my piccolo. I literally just pulled it out like a couple weeks ago. And like all of the like pads are so bad. They don't look as bad on camera, I feel like, as they are in person, but I could tell they were not playing the correct noises. Like things were just, air was seeping through when it shouldn't have been. It's like I don't play enough to make it worth it to replace the pads, but I also never gonna get rid of the piccolo unless I like know somebody who wants it. So I got my recorder. Yeah, I'll go grab him. Give me a second. I'll go grab him. I got him. Hey, Basil. Yeah, look at her. I need to turn on my autofocus. I think it's turned off. Okay, grab my flute. It's literally like, this is how I always had it. I'd always have my highlighter and my pencil in the case. Haven't pulled those out. There's the flute though. Then we've got my recorder. I gotta be careful because these have like my full government name written on them. I'm trying to keep the stuff out of the way. A lot of it's faded off, but I'm gonna make sure I don't have any naming on my recorder. I think it's all just recorder. Straight up recorder. Okay, so my recorder from elementary school, and these are all my like stickers I got to prove that like I passed the test. So I got all 10, and then Wild Star. I don't know what that one was, but I used to, this was me. Hold on. This is a lot harder with a headset on. Hold on. Also, I'm not like an actual child anymore. It's like so squeaky. Can you hear that? It's not like noise canceling. I tried playing my piccolo on Discord and it would suppress the noise because I was like trying to trill and annoy people. It didn't work. But no, this one doesn't come apart. Definitely a little shaky. Ugh. This one's got like a Velcro. I could be using that, but I never used the Velcro. Different color strings to our recorders. Yeah, that was how my siblings did it when they went to a different school district than I did. This is the way we did it, where it was literally just a sticker, and I'm honestly surprised that they've stayed on. It looks like they're peeling a little bit, but I've actually got them all on there. And then here's the fun one. It's so dusty. Hold on. So I think I had to get that Wild Star before they would let me have this. So not everybody got to get one of these. And I don't know if I think I had to pay for it still. I don't think it was just free. Nothing is ever free in American public schools. Well, I say that, but the actual school itself is free, so what am I talking about? But as far as supplies, no. So my alto recorder. Or is it a bass recorder? I think it's alto. Like, the spacing is so different. It's a little less squeaky. My, like, tone is very shaky these days. I never play instruments anymore. Not a part of my day-to-day like it used to be. Hold on, I'm gonna practice something real quick. See if I... Honestly, y'all can just hear. Don't judge me because I don't play anymore. It's probably so bad. I actually don't know if this is right. Hold on. like, what note is it? That one's definitely not it. Hold on. I lost it past that one. But that was the one I had to play in like the assemblies. Amazing Grace. If I'm like trying to be a tryhard, I'll go in with like vibrato, but I feel weird doing that considering I haven't played in so long. Let's put it all up. Put the whole kit up. Never seen one. Yeah, I like never really knew they existed until that specific music teacher. If you got all of your stickers, they would let you get the alto or bass. I really don't remember if it's an alto or bass. Let me see if this says on the back. It does not. We always got these ones though. Kingsley Colors. Covering my name on the back. No, you guys can see that. I need to get these out of the way without just like throwing them on the ground. Honestly, the ground's where it's gonna be. They're just plastic, so it's fine. No, I need to practice that. I used to just randomly start playing it, and the last couple times I have played my recorder, I would intentionally play it bad. Like, you know the it's like the intro to a movie, the da 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 ba 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 ba. I love doing that, but just like aggressively playing until it screeched. And I think there was actually like a YouTube video I would play along with. Always fun. Little detour. Little oh, my hands are so dusty now from pulling those out. I had to wipe a ton of dust from one of the cases onto my pants. Yeah, 20th Century Fox theme. I couldn't remember. There's like a video of somebody playing recorders terribly. I think that is one of the songs. So we would like play that and I would play along with it, and I love doing that. The other one I think was My Heart Will Go On. Just like a terrible recorder cover along with the actual song. Always fun. But yeah, I think the last couple times I pulled out my recorders was just to intentionally play it badly. I have a harmonica somewhere, but I don't actually know how to play a harmonica. Never learned that. I remember when I was first learning how to play flute, I would get so lightheaded. I think that's just what a lot of people go through when learning to play a wind instrument. And when I was trying to play my piccolo the other day, it happened again. And I was like, this is taking me back to like 6th grade. I need to repair this silk touch shovel, but I don't want to do it yet. You know, actually, what if I do this? I never actually use these, so how much does this help? Not a lot. I'll use a whole stack, but this seems like a waste. They need to make XP bottles that like will repair an entire tool. That'll at least last for a little bit, but that's not enough. Actually, let's do this. Maybe someday I'll make an intro, like my intro theme in a YouTube video. I'll just play other side on my recorder. That'd be kind of funny. Is that allowed? Probably. I do breathing exercises every day. Oh, I imagine so. Especially in choir. Like, I actually would be like head spinning whenever I was first learning how to play. I'm sure it's even 10 times that with like choir and everything. Actually, I don't know necessarily about dizziness, but definitely you need like the vocal exercises for strength and like muscles. Your vocal cords and everything. I just know I would get lightheaded a lot. You kind of develop a resistance to it. Okay. I knew this is gonna take a long time to like knock this hill down. Didn't think it would take this long. I do take for granted just how quick Axiom is, but I'm so thankful that I use it now because I never used any kind of program like World Edit or anything. Just once I got Axiom a couple months ago. That's when I started using stuff like that. Just for like the extrude tool and the move tool and the delete tool, it's so beneficial. Learning when to breathe, oh yeah. Something like you don't necessarily think about, but there's an art to it for sure. It's the one of the things that was an upside for me being in color guard for marching band rather than like playing an instrument is I could breathe whenever I wanted to, but I was usually like hopping around and doing things, so I kind of needed that. There was one year we wore motorcycle helmets for a majority of the show, and the way the helmet would fog up, especially on humid days, like there were times that we would drop our flags on ourselves because our helmet was too foggy. Marching 20-pound bass, yeah. That's like its own different set of like skills and just like what would you call it? Conditioning that's needed for that. Some kids would pass out. Yeah, I definitely saw my fair share of people passing out on a field, on a football field. I almost passed out myself a couple times just from the heat and humidity. The worst I think I got, though, was a black eye due to a flag to the face one year. I was usually pretty good about, like, knowing when I needed to actually get a breath to not pass out, but there were a couple times I was close. To hold the high notes a long time as a soprano. And I don't know like all the differences between like the vocal classification, is that what you would call it? Like people would always be like, oh, I'm an alto, and they could pick it out by ear. I can never do that. Always very interesting to me when people can do that, or people like Charlie Puth who can like have perfect pitch. I was never very good about being like, oh, this is flat, this is sharp. Like there were some people in my class who were immediately could just be like, oh yeah, that's flat. I could never figure that part out. That I just had to always have a tuner My ear was not that good. Use bass clarinets anymore in marching band. I'm trying to think. I think we had bass clarinets, unless they like took it out in the years since I've left. I know the like French horns went to like baritone or something. I can never remember the difference between like baritone and a mellophone and a. I think there's one other that people would usually play if they were like a French horn in concert band, but I can't remember. I don't think we had trombones either. That was one that went to like a mellophone. I think we didn't march trombone. They would bring it out for like a specific solo, but for the most part it was always they would play a different instrument for marching. It's snapped in half due to heat exposure. That's crazy. Yeah, I feel like we did have bass clarinets marching. But as far as like a bassoon, I think if they ever needed a bassoon, I think they would just pull you out for like a little on the front sideline for something, and then you would go back and march with a different instrument. But it's been so long since I did that. It's hard to remember now. Oh, I'm back to mining regular stone. I need to put these in a different shulker. That. Okay. Don't have perfect pitch, pretty good ear. Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to begin reading music vocally. I really only can do it with like an actual instrument where it's like, you need these 5 fingers and it's gonna play this note. I don't know how to even begin reading it vocally. I could look at it and be like, that's a B flat. That's all I could tell you. Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about bassoons just like actually just being so expensive. The only like bassoon player I can remember was also in color guard, so they didn't march. They didn't march like with an instrument at all. They were in color guard with me. Actually, the only reason why I ended up playing in a concert band, I forgot, was because for a while, our band, you had to be in concert band in order to be in color guard. And that's how it was for a while when my older brother was in it. But then at some point while I was still young, they removed that rule, so you could be in color guard no matter who you were. But I still wanted to play in concert band because I was like, what if they change it back? I just always knew I wanted to do color guard though. I did cheer before that, but for high school, it was all color guard. I did have a couple of years that I did damage somebody else's instrument with my flag. not proud, but honestly, it was just kind of like bound to happen because of the way that they would set up our drill. But there was, I think, 3 different times that I damaged somebody's instrument in a practice. But I'm pretty sure our school would pay to fix the instrument if it was damaged by color guard. Because yeah, most of the time it was just because they would give us this terrible flag work while we're like crossing paths with a lot of like trumpets just to get to our next set, our next spot. And it was like they were like expecting to happen by giving us this drill. That's just kind of, there was no getting around it. Somebody is bound to get hit at some point in the season. I played alto clarinet in concert marching band. I forget what an alto clarinet looks like. I can think of what a bass clarinet looks like, but I can't think of what an alto clarinet looks like. Bye, Debug. Have a good weekend. Appreciate you being here while you could. There's like basically a Google map of 2B2T. That's pretty cool. I have to check that out. Make them do like a Google Earth of it. Well, actually, I feel like if you just join the world, that's the equivalent of a Google Earth, so never mind. They don't even write for a alto clarinet anymore? Okay. Yeah, I was like, I don't think I've heard of that or seen one of those. It makes sense if it is just like a rare instrument these days. "17 years ago. That's fun. No, I was the flautist of the family. I had a brother who played trumpet in band. I had a brother who played percussion, who's in percussion in band, and then I have a sister who briefly played clarinet for like a semester. But almost all of us had a little bit of a moment in marching or concert band. But not all of us went on to march with it. I definitely always was more into like a form of like dance or performance in that sense. So it was just kind of a good fit for me to go to color guard from there. But my brother, who did end up marching, is very musically inclined. He still has his. Ooh. I wonder if those are worth a lot now. Probably are. Younger sisters plays flute. I liked flute. I was like, I don't know why I like did not want to play clarinet, and I thought, I think a lot of people who said like flute or clarinet, they would put you in clarinet, and I remember just straight up being like, no, only flute. I don't know why it was. I think it probably had to do with some like social pop culture like exposure that I saw, and they were playing a flute, and I was like, wow, I like the way that looks. I don't know why. I just always was more interested in the flute over clarinet. I think if I did anything else, I probably would have done like percussion. Like I remember my first couple of classes, because they paired the flutes and the percussion in the original like bands when we were still learning. Part of me was like, oh, man, why didn't I pick percussion? But by the end of it, I was fine with doing flute. I liked what I got. Worth around 3.1k. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. I feel like my flute, we had to like pay it off over a extended period of time, but I want to say like back then it probably was the equivalent of like 1200. So I don't know what they would charge today to make something. I'm sure it's way more expensive for like materials and everything, as everything is more expensive these days. So a rare instrument on top of that, yeah. 3K, honestly, I'm surprised it's not more. I keep seeing these horses and thinking they're pillagers. Expensive child voice was free. You didn't have to do any like additional like voice lessons outside of choir. You're just naturally really good at choir, at singing. I was definitely the expensive child, but I'm the youngest, so that was kind of like, it's kind of how it goes. Hi Blurry, welcome back for a little bit. Thanks for popping back in. Yeah, we've got a lot knocked out, but there's still so much to do. Like I haven't even touched anything over here. But that's okay. We'll get there when we get there. Singing since you were 5. I see. Yeah. Singing is not my specialty. I would say I'm a pretty mid singer. Like, I wouldn't say I'm tone deaf, but you won't catch me like doing a solo performance singing. I do like some good karaoke with friends though. I've only ever in private karaoke rooms. I've never done like karaoke just like out in the wild, but I like to do some karaoke with friends. There were a handful of my birthdays that I had in college where we would go to a karaoke place, and they were my favorite birthdays. They were always so fun. Is there more grass? There's too much of it. And time for our last shulker box. I'm gonna have to relocate all of this for sure before we continue too much further, since we have actually no more shulker boxes. I need to figure out this next layer. Let's do like a this way. Too much stage fright. That's fair. I feel like it's even more intimidating these days too, because so many people, like, the norm is for your voice to have some form of like technological alterations to it. Even I feel like on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, if you hear somebody like singing a cappella, they're still probably going to have some type of alteration to it. And I think everybody's just become so accustomed to that it's hard to be considered like a good singer without, like, if people can't hear it, like the auto tune for it. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. The phrasing definitely didn't make sense, but I feel like vibe-wise, you probably know what I mean. It's just like somebody who was a great singer in like the 50s would probably nobody would consider today unless they had a ton of auto-tune on their voice. There's only a couple that like can actually sing really well live without any alterations, which is sad. Grandfather's funeral. Ooh, if I had to sing at a funeral, how are you not crying? For my my mom's funeral, I made a video because I was like, I know if I wanted to like share this song with this group of people, I could not make it through without crying. So I made like an old video with a lot of like VHS tapes. And I'm really glad I did. I like having that. Audition, yeah, pretty much is inescapable. It's like so many times I'll hear people's raw voice from back in the day, and like you're just so used to it that it takes you a minute to be like, this is what you're supposed to sound like naturally. It's just so many people have altered it and thrown it, like just made our expectations so completely different. Unfair. Bed is too far away? How? Wasn't easy. Oh yeah, I would be a wreck. Like as soon as I got to the chorus, you scared me, dude. As soon as I got to the chorus, it would have been game over. There will be no stability in my voice. I don't need any of that. Do you have a Nautilus shell? No. I need Nautilus shells so bad. Seniors high school did a 10-minute long bass clarinet solo in front of a couple hundred people. 10 minutes is a long time for a solo. I'd be so nervous at the beginning, at least. I had a couple like solos in concerts, but never longer than like maybe 30 seconds. Just whatever fit in with the music. Beacon effects, we are not. I thought about moving a beacon over. I get so annoyed whenever I accidentally like break everything though. Like I feel like anytime I use a beacon to clear out terrain, it gets so out of control that it just kind of gets a little too messy for my liking. So I'm kind of avoiding it right now. But no, this is my slow mining. It'd be easier because it was a song you sang a lot. That's good. That definitely helps. No, my mom was sick for a while, and so I had like this song that I kind of had in the back of my mind for a while. that I was like, this is probably gonna be something that I like want to play when the time comes. And when it did, I was like, you know what? I'm into my video editing right now. We're making a video because I was like, there's no way I'm singing this. And I think it had just the right effect, because my goal with the video was I was like, I want everyone to be crying by the time this video is done. And a lot of people came up to me and they're like, that did it for me. That was the end of it. 1 year practice. Oh yeah, that 1 year makes sense for 10 minutes. What's it called? I would do like the all-state auditions. Hated those. I would like never really cared to be in an all-state band. I was in it, I think, twice, but after that I just stopped auditioning. I was like, I don't want to spend my weekend practicing for this other band whenever I really just wanted to be in color guard. So I stopped doing all-state after a while. But that was my like most nerve-wracking solo performances I would usually do. And it wasn't even in front of a ton of people. Like if it was in concert band, it didn't bother me that much, because like obviously there's so many other sounds going on. Usually I had practiced it enough to where it wasn't a problem, but whenever I would have to sit in and do like a audition for all-state, just wasn't for me. Didn't really care for it. Right line and chance, oh yeah. Oh, you sing it in the hospital? Ugh. That's so hard. Hospitals are hard to be in. I do not like being in hospitals if I can avoid it. Sorry for your loss. Well, thank you. Yeah. We actually, I have never talked about this on stream, but it's been almost a year now since my mom passed away. It was like this time last year was when she got put into hospice. And then within a couple weeks she passed. And it was rough. And then like a month later is when I started streaming. So we started streaming like right after kind of getting through that like initial portion of grief. Can't believe it's been a year. It's gone by so quickly this whole last year. Got forced into all-state. Yeah, I didn't like it. Like, I did fine. It was just, I wasn't that into concert band to where I, like, felt like it was worth my time. Like, it wasn't like I was trying to go get some scholarship to play band in college. I really was just playing in band because I enjoyed it. I did all right at it. And I just wanted to be in color guard and make sure that I still could. So sorry. No worries. It happens. I've had a lot of time to like go through the grieving process. Kind of surprised this never really came up on stream before. But yeah, positive energy. Well, thank you. I do appreciate it. Yeah, it's like the beginning of my streaming like regularly was around the time that all went down. And so they kind of like intertwined for me. Like that's when I was really getting into editing videos, and so it was nice being able to like use that skill. Like the weeks leading up to the funeral, I was just going through VHS tapes constantly. Like hours a day I was processing VHS tapes so I could use them for my video, and I think that helped a lot too with the process as well. Just like seeing her in her element as a mom. Sorry for last. No worries at all, but I do appreciate y'all. Yeah, I guess it's just never really come up before. I feel like I should fill this in. I don't have any like normal stone. We're just gonna leave that as an opening for now. I can close this in though. That's gonna stay. Oh wait, I need to put this cobblestone up. I have too much stuff. Okay, which one of these? Let's grab the one with all the wood. I just need to hold on to these for a little bit longer. Virtual hugs. I appreciate it. You know, it was unfortunate, of course, but I think the one benefit I had is like we were able to prepare for it. Like we knew it was coming for a while. So it wasn't just like a complete shock. I feel like I went through a lot of like my grief before everything happened. Like all the anticipatory grief was what hit me. And the recovery after was a little different than I feel like most people. But if it was just like a complete shock, oh, I can't imagine that. Like, of course it sucks like when you know it's coming, but in a way I'm glad that that's kind of how the circumstances were for us. Able to prepare, kind of know what was going on. Woodland Mansion got your first totem. I found a woodland mansion for the first time on this world naturally, and that was like the first time I had ever just flown into one, and I was just so happy to have that experience. I still someday hope to like randomly run into a stronghold without looking for it. That would be cool. But being able to get like a woodland mansion in the wild is super fun. If only you can go to the nether. You can do it. You just got, honestly, as soon as you get that nether wart, it's 10 times less stressful to be in the nether. Like, that's always my first thing that I want is as soon as I get to the nether, I look for that fortress just to get the nether wart, and I will make a fire res potion as soon as possible before I go back in. And like, I was so nervous when I first went into the nether in this world, and it's not even hardcore. I was just nervous because I didn't want to die. But it's like so much of that fear goes away if you have a fire res potion on you, which is why I probably had this same one in my inventory for a year. Yeah, at least a year. I've only used a fire res potion once, I think, like because of accidents in the nether. And self-induced accidents too. Oh, it crashes on your Switch? Oh, that sucks. I've never tried going to the nether on my Switch. Just because I don't play a lot. My Switch I use for like creative planning on the go usually. I don't really play survival on my Switch at all because I am not great with the controller on Minecraft. I definitely prefer mouse and keyboard on Minecraft. So yeah, I really only ever just get on whenever I'm traveling and I want to like prepare a design for something while I'm sitting in the car for hours or sitting in the hotel like waiting for something. So it's usually just while we're traveling. Fortress next to spawn. That really does suck. Is it like, I mean, I think your render distance is kind of locked. You can't really bump it too much on the Switch, so you can't even attribute it to that, I don't think. You get one tap by piglin brutes. I avoid piglin brutes at all costs. When I went to the, what are they called? They're not, are they fortresses? It's not a strong, like, it's not a fortress. Why can't I think of the word for it? I can't think of the word for it. Anyways, anytime I go there, I make sure to, like, dig around the outside of the structure. I don't like getting anywhere close to the piglin brutes. Bastion, yes. I could not think about the name. I was like, what is it called? On the tip of my tongue. I promise I play Minecraft a lot. I know structures. Just not when on the spot. Okay, let's see. I want to leave this layer for now So there is going to be some slope up anyways. So I feel like that's probably where we're going to leave that portion. And I kind of want to flatten this out a little bit. I'm going to take a couple layers off the top of this, but we're getting to the point where I need to start like relocating some of this stuff, which honestly, like, let's go do that first. I probably won't stay on for too much longer, but I do want to do a little bit more, especially since we have not had any other streams this week. We're going a little longer than usual too, so. Okay, let's just drop all of this off. Introduce Piggy to lava, exactly. You sure? Honestly, no. Could be a fever dream, who knows? Maybe Minecraft is just a fever dream for me. This is gonna kind of suck a little bit. I don't think I have enough, like, room. Yeah, I definitely don't have enough room in the chests for all of the dirt and grass. Let's move what we can, though. Actually, let's go take the cobblestone and stone first. We are not looking this way. Let's do cobble. Wait, not you. 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 See, this is all the cobblestone I had on hand in this storage room. Not enough, considering I have all of these and then some of those with stone. The cobblestone is not keeping up. Yeah, piglin brutes, though, I think I'm most scared of them. Like, if I... Let me think. I would rather be put in a room with a warden than a room with a piglin brute. Because I feel like, to an extent, I could at least get away from the warden. Or, like, I could be quiet enough around a warden. But a piglin brute, if it sees me and I don't see it, game over. Not good. We're gonna put some of this extra dirt down here for now, I guess. Okay, there's those two. Hold on. I need to get these out of my inventory so I'm not just running on fumes with the inventory. That goes there. I don't know if I've got... Yeah, I don't really have a lot of room for the logs. I'm just gonna leave this here because honestly, if I put it somewhere else, I think I'm gonna lose it. Warden is your sworn enemy. I don't know. It's just like, I guess at least with a warden, I've been able to fly away pretty quickly, and like I haven't had too many issues with wardens. Usually like they're so loud and like the blindness effect is enough of a trigger to like know that it's happening. Whereas I feel like with a brute, a lot of the times you just get smacked without even knowing that they're there. I also have never really tried to fight a brute though. You can block off the brute, yeah. Usually, like, I don't like to be near them. Like, I will always have a block between me and them. I will only ever fight them whenever they're blocked off. Like, I've never actually tried to just go 1v1 with a brute and see who comes out on top. So maybe that's where the disconnect is. But yeah, it's just not, it hasn't been a part of my experience yet to like just straight up fight a brute. I fear I have too much grass. You can stay there. So call it a beef hot take though. We're in a brew. Yeah. I think I just haven't fought enough brutes myself. I actually just don't even want to try half the time. Just ignore them and pretend they don't exist. That's how it usually goes. Oh yeah, and bastions have so much lava too. And you mentioned like falling down the hole. And I mean, I do like that there's a limited number of brutes, but I'm way more nervous with brutes than I am with a warden. But a lot of the times I do already have wings by the time I'm fighting a warden. And once you can like fly away pretty easily, I feel like a lot of the threat goes away. Now, if you're trying to actually sneak away, they can get you. Oh, okay. Oh, and we got the stone. I forgot about that part. Can this go here? No. Okay, I'm adding this to the stuff I don't want to forget where I put it. Okay, those are all clear. There's that one. And let's take this stone. Mess around too much in the deep dark. Yeah, like they're definitely dangerous if you're not being careful. But I feel like I have more control with when I'm around a warden. Like you got your 3 chances, you'll get a warning before they spawn, and then you kind of have a warning when they're nearby. But can't say the same about a brute. A brute's almost like a creeper. Like by the time you realize it's near you, you don't have much of a chance before it starts to attack and like really take out your health. Hundreds of thousands of wardens and withers at 2B2T spawn. Oh no, thank you. Not for me. I have a wither still loose in my nether or my end right now, and I haven't gone back to try to fight it and get rid of it. There was one, and then I got rid of that one, and then I tried again to do what I had done that caused the wither to be there in the first place, and it happened again. So he owns the end until I'm ready to deal with him. Actually, what am I doing? Let's take these and we'll go this way. Make sure none of these have the wood in them. Like a month ago? Yeah, that was one of the more recent. Well, yeah, I say recent. To me, I feel like a month ago on streams is recent because the last time I streamed on YouTube was like a month ago. But yeah, we went in. Actually, it was like right around a month ago because Fern gifted me 20 subs for it, and all those subs just expired. So yeah, it's been like right around a month. It was terrible. I'd never want to do it again, but I have to, which is the unfortunate part. Live on the wild side, eh? That's the way to do it. Yeah, I think I remember you were there, Blurry, when, I know it was like you and Fern, and then I can't remember who else, but I was having a day when that happened. Ugh. Not fun. $10K by 10K obsidian roof. 10,000? I knew that it was like really dark right at spawn. From what I'd seen, but 10,000? Like, you have to go 10,000 blocks to be able to avoid mob spawning? That's crazy. For a great stream, yeah. Maybe I'll have to do it again on stream. Like, I definitely will stream it the next time I get it out, I think. But I was stressed. I think I could do it better the second time now. But it was funny because I didn't think Fern was going to follow through with the gifted subs, and then he did. W Fern, W Fern. 100 million? Did they use a duper for that? There's no way. There's no way that they mined all 10,000 themselves. At least I don't believe it. They just like what? Mine all the obsidian pillars and then respawn the ender dragon a ton of times. Oh, Basil's snoring. That's where my bed is. That's what I get for not keeping up with the lighting. Dang. Well, let's go to this little house we never go to. I kind of forget that we did the interior on it. We'll sleep here though. Oh, where am I going? I need to wait till the update so I can fix these cabinets. I want shelves. Baby Basil, yes. No sweet. No sweet girl. Hold on. Hey, look. Actually, I should let her dream. You can see she's kind of twitching. If she does it. Oh, she stopped. Yeah, she's not twitching anymore, but she started to like, you could tell she was dreaming. Okay. Oh yeah, dupes. Yeah, there's no way I'm mining 100 million blocks of obsidian on my own. No trees for almost 15,000. Man, people really just want you to suffer out there. Like, I know I've seen people, they'll like stop along a bridge and people leave like little supplies there to be nice. But like the people who just decided to completely remove all chances for a majority of the people to survive is kind of crazy. Let's see. You say, give her earwraps? You know, I think I will right now. Hold up, hold up. Look. Oh no. Oh, she's trying to run now. Look at those pretty eyes. I need to clip her nails so badly because she's getting to that point in the growth of them where they just get caught and everything. I don't think I clip them enough. Like, I clip them once a month at least. But I don't think I clip them short enough because I get too scared that I'm going to hurt her. And so, like, even when I do clip them, she has pretty long nails, I feel like. But they're dull because they've been chopped. I'm just too scared. I'm too scared that she'll start bleeding or I'll hurt her. Pretty eyes. She has very pretty eyes. Sometimes in certain lighting, they look very, very green. Right now, they look a little bit like yellow-green. But she has very, very pretty eyes. I don't know how much I want to lower this yet. Let's see. We're walking this way. I think that I want the path to kind of curve that direction, like right here. So say it's like this spot. Also, this piece right here is bothering me. So say we like enter this way. I think I want to go up here. And then kind of like flatten out this way. Hey, friend, welcome in. Happy Friday. We got 90s trivia. Say less. Say less. Fern, we were just talking about you. It's been a month since the Wither fight. When you gifted 20 subs. Fern mentioned. Okay. 90s trivia. I watched back the last time we did this. I'm not going to set up a poll. I'll give you a second to respond, but it was too much time of you guys just watching me type for me to actually set up a poll. All right. 90s trivia. In the Spice Girls, what was Mel B known as? Posh Spice, Scary Spice, or Sporty Spice? Wasn't she Scary Spice? I don't want to look at the answer. Hold on. Is she not Scary Spice? I think Posh Spice was like the girl that was married to the Beckham. Whatever his name is. Something Beckham. Ice Spice. No. Not different Spice Girls. Missed it. What is in the Spice Girls, what was Mel B known as? Posh Spice, Scary Spice, or Sporty Spice? Sporty Spice I know was not Mel B. And then Posh Spice I think is the Victoria Beckham, I think is her name now. Scary, I think Scary Spice. Answer B, Scary Spice. I'm gonna put my date on it. I'm learning from these little trivia questions. We'll go this way. I think that was the first 90s one we've done. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think it was, actually. I take that back. Scary Spice. I know there's like... What are the other two? Is it like Baby Spice? And then there's a fifth, right? There's 5 in Spice Girls. Scary Spice, Sporty Spice, Baby Spice, Posh Spice. Okay, so there was the redhead, and then there was the blonde girl. Blonde girl was Baby Spice. What was the redhead? Unless it was the blonde girl dyed her hair red later. But I think it's a different Spice. I don't know. We're done. Done with that. Sporty? I thought Sporty was like a brunette. Let me look it up. Yeah, there's definitely 5 of them. It's whoever Jerry Hallowell is. What was she? Ginger Spice. I should have known. Yeah, Ginger Spice. I literally was like, it's her red hair. Of course. I feel like if Tate McRae was a Spice Girl, she would be Sporty Spice. I think about that a lot. Sabrina Carpenter would be Baby Spice. I feel like Olivia Rodrigo would be like Scary Spice or something. Chapel Roan could be Ginger Spice. We just need a posh Spice. Who's the modern day posh Spice? Like Taylor Swift or something. I feel like Billie Eilish could also be like a Sporty Spice or a Scary Spice. I do think about that a lot though. How different pop girls would be if they were a Spice Girl. Saw Tate in Nashville last Thursday. Ooh, I'm jealous. She is coming to my area at some point. So maybe I should get tickets. I'm not like a big concert goer. And so I never really think about it. Unless it's just somebody who I'm like obsessed with. And I do really like Tate. I honestly feel like I should. Concerts were just never my thing, really. I went to my first concert when I was like right the day before I turned 18. And just never went to that many concerts. Okay. Got that cleared up. That cleared out. Alrighty, everyone. It's that time. It's about 8 p.m. here. So it's time for me to eat some dinner. Get a shower. Get ready for bed. Yeah, we're gonna end stream. I should be live again on Monday. I'm gonna hopefully have... We'll probably continue some of this terraforming on Monday. So it'll be a Minecraft stream. I may do a little bit on my own if I don't work on my creative world. One or the other. But yeah, we'll be live again on Monday. Again, if you are on the YouTube side and wouldn't mind leaving a like on the stream, I would really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who already has left one. Definitely helps us out a lot. Always, if anybody is interested, we have our Discord if you want to join. That's where I give a lot of the updates as far as like when I'm streaming and where I'm streaming, since I'm not always live on YouTube. So feel free to join. It is linked in the description of the YouTube video. On Twitch, you can type in !Discord and the link will pop up. But yeah, that's really all I've got for today. Sorry, it's been a light week on the streams. I want to do a little bit longer of a stream today to kind of make up for that. But yeah, we're gonna call it there. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye bye.